If I tell you I grew up in China without siblings, my parents are somewhat traditional, you probably can guess it. Physical touch was never my first love language. Growing up, I learned a lot about intimacy from screens, just like most kids from my country. Western romance movies made love look loud, physical, and completely effortless. People kissed in the rain, hugged at airports, slept together on the first night of dating, and somehow everyone seemed to know exactly what to do with their bodies. So I tried to learn. From movies, from music videos, from the kind of love that looked confident, dramatic, and easy. But in my own body, none of it felt easy. Then, K-dramas arrived. And suddenly there was another version of love. Quieter, shyer, much less direct. A girl could fall into a boy's arms and the show would give that moment 7 slow motion angles, as if that was the peak of romance. Two people could spend 8 episodes almost touching, and somehow the audience will still lose their minds shipping them. Honestly, I like that version better. It gave me hope that maybe love didn't always have to be so physical. But that still didn't really solve my problem. Because then, I started dating Mateo.
Flaquito Gil en el beat, en el beat.
He's Colombian, 5 years younger than me, and an interior designer. The first thing I noticed about him was the way he approached me. He liked closeness. Not always in a sexual way, just closeness. With him, physical contact didn't feel like an announcement, it just happened. Naturally, as if the body had always known that love was allowed to take up space. And don't get me wrong, I liked it when he got close to me. It just always, for me, I needed more time to think about what to do next. A simple hug would suddenly feel like a choreography I had never practiced. Like, what is the right way to put your hands? Something like that. I really don't think I grew up with less love. Not for a second. The love I knew was just quieter. It showed up as food, as plenty, as someone making your life a little easier before you even asked. It didn't always become hugs or kisses. It became responsibility. Silence, small actions, tiny sacrifices. So naturally I learned to love in the way I understood. I helped, I planned, I tried to make the people I love feel taken care of. But when love had to travel through shoulders, fingertips, hugs, knees brushing against each other on the couch, I became really slow. And as time goes by, I started noticing something else. Mateo was still Mateo. The room was still the same room. But the way he reached for me became softer, lighter. I guess he was learning how to pause. And I was beginning to understand that every time I moved away, a small part of him had to learn that too. That was when I started asking myself a different question. Not why is he so physical, but what did love look like before he met me? So while Mateo was learning how to pull his hands back a little, I was learning how to reach mine out. Not all at once, not in the movie way, not with a perfect speech or a sudden transformation, just in small domestic moments. Walking the dog, sitting beside each other, letting the silence stay, letting the body learn slowly. I think a lot of people may still imagine love as something that begins when you finally feel ready. But maybe intimate relationships are built in moments when you are not feeling fully ready, and you decide to try anyway. You know, more and more, I feel like we don't only fall in love with the person sitting beside us now. We also fall in love with the story that brought them here with us. The person who grew up experiencing love through touch, and the person who only learned much later in life that getting close to someone does not automatically mean bothering them, or getting deeper, or anything else. So I've been thinking, maybe intimacy is not one person finally becoming someone else. Maybe it is two people becoming a little easier for each other, a little understanding. Maybe love was never supposed to look exactly like the movies, Western or Korean. Maybe it was just this. The moments we shared, the words we say, the time we spent together.